Hello, hello, hello. My beautiful ones, my wise ones, and my melanated ones. Today I am coming to you with a, a little differently. And the reason I'm coming at you differently is because someone encouraged me to tell the truth. Whew. So I'm going to tell y'all about a dream that I had the other night. The other night, I had a dream that my grandmother and my father were sitting on my grandmother's porch. They were crying, and I walked up the stairs. And as I was walking up the stairs, my grandmother was saying, "I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry." My father was just crying. In this dream, my grandmother said, "I didn't realize he'd done it to you too." Now, my father was crying. I'm going to give you a little background information. My father was the second child to my grandmother, who was married to my grandfather. His name is Troy. My father's father's name is Vance. Troy and Vance are cousins. Not that that matters. My grandmother explained to me that she never loved Troy, but that she always loved Vance. He was the love of her life. And my father was their love child. Very similar story. I was a second child of my mother's, and by a separate man. My sister's father's name was George, and my father's name was Roland. My father often told me throughout my life that he never loved another woman like he loved my mother, that she was the love of his life. So I was their love child. My grandmother went on to tell me that my grandfather Troy sacrificed my father's life, that he would never have true love. I don't know how he was able to love my mother based upon that, but I can tell you his life was a constant struggle with mental illness, with depression, with you could tell that he really did not recognize what love was. So my grandmother told me that my grandfather, Troy, made the same sacrifice to me, that I would never be loved, that I would never feel real love. There is only one caveat to break the curse. The only way the curse could be broken, which apparently they weren't told, was that if I fell in love with myself, which I recently have. So the spell has now been broken, just recently been broken. I just had this dream, I think Friday night into Saturday morning. I am blown away. I really am. Because when I look back over my life, I realize that I wasn't loved. I was not loved. It was obvious that I was not loved. My mother despised me for many, many reasons. The main reason that she despised me, I don't even know if it really has anything to do with the curse, and I don't know if there was yet another curse placed on my life. But I do know that George was the love of her life. He went on to the Vietnam War. And when he came back, my mother had me and had married my father. I think I've shared that story with y'all before. I was always banned to my room. I was never able to enjoy family time. Family time was always my mom, George, and my sister Kim. Whenever I would come out of the room, I was always sent back to my room. I was the blonde-haired stepchild to George. So I don't know what spiritual things were going on with him and with my mother. I can only at this point speak of what my nanny, my father's mother, told me in the dream. She also told me that my grandfather sacrificing me, he ended up getting the house that they all grew up in, or that they moved into after I was born. The house was a part of him sacrificing me. I'm saying this to say they've pulled from my energy spiritually my whole life, my whole life. I was always made to feel an outcast, like I never fit in. I was always made to feel like I was unworthy. I was always made to feel like things were just never going to be right for me. I'm bringing this to the forefront because I have found out that this is not that rare in melanated communities. And I don't know how it is in other communities, but I know it's not that rare in melanated communities. How could the innocence of a child, be sacrificed for the betterment of people? Troy sacrificed my love, being able to feel love for financial gain, as well as for being hurt. It hurt him that my grandmother loved someone else, to the point he put a spell on my father, not just a spell, a curse on my father. And then when I was born, a spell on me also. Saddest thing about it is that my grandmother told me in the dream that my 3 aunts are aware, have always been aware. When I was a little girl, one of my aunts used to say, the only reason they like you is because of this house. I never, ever, ever knew what that meant. Here recently, maybe 15 years ago, she came to me and she said, you know, Daddy got that house. I don't know how he got the house, but I know he didn't pay for it. They knew. They know about the curse. They are deep in the church. Deep in the church. Deep in the church. So much so that when I was in a position, when I got pregnant with my second child, but my firstborn, yeah, I said it, because I was in foster care, and I got pregnant when I was in foster care, and I was forced to not have my first child. That I was going to give my firstborn, to my aunt, and a man at a church service warned me not to give my child away. This is heavy. This is heavy. This is heavy. This is heavy on me. This has been heavy on me for a long time. But as I am awakening spiritually and falling deeper and deeper in love with who I am and the strength that I have to share it. Now, because of the energy pools on my life, I acted out, not knowing where the hate, the anger, the not knowing where any of this was coming from. All the while, my mother knew. And the way I know my mother knew is how she did not show up for me. My father in the dream told me that my mother knew. I had been removed from her home in 1983. When I was removed from the home, I was put in foster care. She did not come to court to show up for me, to fight for me, to do anything. I just went into foster care and that was the end of it. I remember going to the courthouse and I remember her not showing up. I remember the judge saying that her absence spoke volumes about our relationship. I remember that. I didn't remember that, but over the last 5 or 6 months, so many things are being revealed to me. I'm sharing this as someone needs to know. Someone else has dealt with something very similar. There are 2 people that follow me firmly. And I know that one of them has been through something very similar, not because she's ever said it to me, but because my spirit bears witness to the things that her spirit has been through. We've never talked about it, but I know. So after I post this, I'm sure she's going to reach out to me and we're going to discuss it. I know that. Now, the energy that has been siphoned from me is being restored. My bloodline is that of a totally different lineage. I have a cousin that sent me a test one day and wanted me to do a test. He said, it's something about you. It's always been something about you. It's my first cousin. It's always been something about you. And I want you to do this test for me. I need an answer. I did the test. And the test came back to prove my lineage, which is not just my bloodline, my spiritual lineage, which I'm not at liberty to share right now. The Most High will open up doors and that will be shared soon enough. All of these things that are happening in the spirit realm are happening for a reason. When I tell y'all, I have been subject to so much, so much beyond my control. It's like, even when I willed to do good as a child, everybody thought it was wrong, till the entire community that I grew up in stigmatized me as a demon, to the point that someone called me a couple weeks ago to tell me that they were in a conversation with a couple of my cousins who I thought loved me. I have tried to support their causes, told me that they were talking about me being a demon. If you know me, you know there's nothing demonic within me. Nothing. I operate in love. And the reason I operate in love is because of all of the mishandling that I've had to go through in life, all of the experiences that I've had to go through in life. And because I went through those, I don't ever want anybody to feel like they're being shunned. I don't ever want anybody to feel like they're being mistreated, not by me. And anything that I can do for someone to help lighten their burden is what I've done my whole life. No, not gonna say my whole life. Most of my adult life. Because even as a child, I tried to make people feel good. I tried to be there for people. But in my adult life, I would say over the last 15 years, 20 years, maybe even 25 years, probably 25, maybe even 30. Anyways, I can't even get into how long it's been and all that stuff, just because it's a lot. It's a whole lot. I'm telling this because I am sick and tired of the guilty parties making me appear to be the guilty one because they have a slick tongue, because they can tell the story a particular way, and the way that they tell the story makes me look like the bad guy, makes me look like the villain, makes me look demonic. When I am so connected to the Most High, it's gonna blow your mind when He reveals it. When it is revealed. This is the world that I have lived in. I have constantly given of myself, trying to make sure others didn't have to go through and don't have to feel some of the feelings that I felt in life. Being touched by men in my family, not just one, multiple ones. And being told to keep my mouth shut because ain't nobody gonna believe you. When my uncle touched me when I was 8 years old, my aunt said, please go tell your mama. That way you don't never have to come back up here and we don't have to see you no more ugly. Those words ring out in my ear. I knew I should have bought a but she going to heaven anyhow. Her sisters, they going to heaven anyhow. I called one of my aunts. No, I called two of my aunts, two of the three. I called two of them. When I got the one on the phone, she said, you ain't the only one that's ever been touched. Why should I feel sorry for you? I was 8 years old. I'm not asking you to feel sorry for me. The Most High, the universe, my ancestors have taken damn good care of me. I was calling you to let you know I know. I was calling you to give you the opportunity to repent. But in your self-righteousness, you decided to once again try and make me the victim. I am not a victim, darling. I am not a victim. I am victorious. I am triumphant over every trap, every roadblock, every prison that y'all tried to put me in. My spirit guides told me they have tried to remove me from my mother multiple times. But I keep going back. That if I go back again, it will be until death. I spoke to my sister that I grew up in the house with, and I told her, she called on New Year's Day. She said, "Hey, Nene, how you doing?" "I'm okay. What's up?" "I was just calling to say Happy New Year's." My first question was, "Have you talked to your mama?" "Yes." "She told you I told her I didn't want to talk to her anymore?" "Yes." "Then why would you call me playing? Why wouldn't you call me and man up or stand on business and say, look, check this out. I talked to mama and she said you told her not to call you anymore. Why?" Instead of playing and beating around the bush. My aunts will tell you as a child, anything that I got, I had to have two of because I had to make sure she had some too. My aunt still to this day will tell you, I would say, "Can I have some chewing yui?" Which is what I call chewing gum. And if I got it, I would say, "Can Kim have some too?" Whether Kim was there or not. When I would go to my father's house, I would come back with everything that I had times two. I would visit her in Georgia when her husband, no, I don't even got to go back. When she was going to the senior prom and wanted a limousine, but no one had the money to get a limousine, I was in foster care. I was working a job because I quit school. I caught the city bus as far as I could to Mount Holly. Had my grandmother pick me up at the bus stop in Toddville, over in Todd's Park. Took the money to her so she could have a limousine on her senior prom night when I didn't even get to go to the prom because I quit high school, and she doesn't even remember. You know why? Because my mother groomed her to overlook me. I wasn't even worth a thought. When her children were being born, no, I don't even got to go back that far. All growing up, I always said, I want 6 kids, I want 6 kids, I want 6 kids. She never wanted any children. I don't want no kids, I don't want no kids. She had 4 kids. I have 2. The Most High showed me where my mother swapped my life, my dreams, and gave them to my sister. But they're ministers. When I tell you, I have lived a life that most won't understand. You can call me crazy. You can call me a demon. You can call me whatever you want to. But you will very soon call me what I am, a child of the Most High, a child who has lived her life trying to find love and giving love. But going forward, that's all I'm going to give is love. There will be no more. It's getting ready to change. And the world will see who I am. The Most High, my spirit guides, my ancestors have been encouraging me to walk in a spirit of boldness for who I am and whose I am. And that day is upon us. I am not the only one, but I am one. My aunt told me I had a dream, I had a vision. I don't know what the vision was, didn't know what the vision was. I sat down in my living room and I saw all these pieces of broken glass. I was like, what in the world? She said she sat there for a few minutes. The glass was still there. She got up and went on about her day cleaning and doing whatever. At the end of the day, she sat down in the same spot and all those pieces of glass were there, but there were two beautiful hands picking up every piece of glass, every splinter, every speck, making it into a work of art, a vase, a beautiful blue crystal vase. She said the Spirit of God told her, this vase is Renee. I have allowed her to be broken so that only I could put her back together again. Guess what, y'all? I'm back together again. I'm back together again, and I come with a force that the world will soon be able to see. I'm sharing this because I have been released to share this. I'm sharing this because this has happened entirely too many times in our culture. It is still happening. There is a group of people, a coven of witches that has tapped into the Book of the Dead. And because of the witchcraft that they have had access to, the spells and conjurings that they've had access to that have caused strife, malice, hatred, stagnation in others' lives, every one of those spells is now being released in their lives. Watch them fall. Watch them lose everything they have. Watch them get sick. Watch them go blind. Watch them. Just watch them. Watch them. It's been released. The angels, Michael, Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, they coming to get you. They are coming to get you. There is a legion of angels that has been released on the earth, not to bring messages of joy, but basically like releasing the Kraken. So as these institutions fall, because they have been misusing a power that they should have never had access to, I'm going to sit back, sip my tea, write my poetry, my book, plan, and watch. So some of y'all that have had your hands in this, whose names I know but have not been advised to release, to speak on, we are watching you. The heavens, the universe, the Most High, the councils are watching you. And your wrath is beginning. This is going to be shocking to some people. It's even going to be confirmation to some of you who have no idea what's going on, but you just see people moving different. People all of a sudden saying, I don't like her, I don't know what it is about her, talking bad about those that have been marked by the Most High. You'll see, you'll get to see him. You'll see it come to pass. And you're going to say, that's what she was talking about. And I'm not the only person talking about it, and I'm not the only person sharing it. You'll see it. You will see it. We live in a world of people throwing rocks, doing curses, and hiding their hands. And this is 2025, the year of the 9, the year of war, the year of destruction, the year of falling towers. And those towers are going to fall. I wish you nothing but peace and blessings. I have told this story because I was forced to tell this story. I could not sleep. I cannot continue to be disobedient. The Most High has separated me from people so that I can see exactly what those people are, exactly who those people are, and exactly what is going to happen. And I am watching.